to finding your ideal job should be a process like anything that's useful in life. You don't achieve it in 1 second. So that's one idea. But what is that process? The process is partly finding out what makes you happy, and the other thing is developing the skills so you can achieve it. So it's kind of like two things that are continuously happening and bumping into each other. So there's things you like and the skills you have, and hopefully the skills you have are going to keep growing. Otherwise, say you got skills when you're 5 years old and you keep to those skills, then you're not going to be able to do like Elon Musk's level kind of jobs, because you can only, wipe your bum going to the toilet. That's the best you can do. It's not much use to other people. So you have to keep developing your skills and keep taking interest in the world, keep helping people. And so, yeah, any thoughts about that?
Personally, what I think, in order to find your ideal job, first you have to analyze lots of things about yourself. Like, how much success are you aiming for in life? Are you aiming to be at the top, or average, or just above average? And then after you pick that, like, okay, what do I enjoy doing? Yeah, because an ideal job is something you can enjoy at the same time. Do you like challenges? Do you like something easy? And you pick that, and then you are like, do I want it repetitive, or do I want it different every time? Do I want an adventure type job? And then after, it's kind of like a tree at the same time. You go to one option, then another two options happen. Then if you keep on doing that, you'd find your ideal jobs.
Hmm. So you say, okay, so that sounds like it should work, but I think there's an important part of that puzzle, and in understanding what it is that makes people happy. Okay. Otherwise, what happens is you're more controlled than you realize by other people. So psychologists tell us, and again, psychologists is a science, psychology is a science which is tested on thousands of people throughout history, not just like one person or one personal opinion. Okay. And what psychologists say is we care so much about other people's opinions that we'd rather be miserable than stand out. Okay. So you have to be really aware that your opinions of what you think you like is often controlled not by what you really makes you happy, but what other people care about. So people often go into sort of banking jobs or things where they're not necessarily making much difference to other people, but they are making money so they can buy expensive stuff so they can show off to other people. Okay. But those people tend not to be very happy because, well, the statistics show
Yeah, but
that,
they're not only
yeah.
showing off, they can go on holidays and stuff like that. Everybody likes a holiday, yes?
Mm-hmm,
Even you. You want to go to different countries, don't you?
mm-hmm.
But how are you going to go to those different countries? You need money. How are you going to enjoy yourselves in those countries? You need money, yeah? So once you have money, you can use that to enjoy yourself, and that's good for your mental health as well. Traveling, fresh air, having fun, those types of things are worth the sacrifice working in a bank, let's say. And no one likes working in a bank, but if you can use your money right, yeah, then you can enjoy yourself. Not everybody just shows off. That's a few select people that show off. And some people, like, it really depends on your mental state. Like, different people act differently. Not everybody prefers to blend in with the audience. Some people like to stand out or be themselves. Those type of people have most likely better mental health
Hmm.
because they can not be affected by others. So if
So
you want to work
nobody,
somewhere,
yeah,
you work there because
sure.
you know what you're gonna get from it.
Hmm.
You can't let others do it.
So let's talk about some of those ideas. So you said there are some people who have their own opinions. They're self-made people. They're not sheep. But how many people are going to admit to you that they are sheep? Next to nobody. In fact, lots of people like to say that they are independent thinkers, right? So I've had lots of kids, especially, tell me I'm an independent thinker. You know, I don't know if they still do this in school, where they have their trousers half down or something. You know, showing off their pants, and they'll be like, "I thought of that. I made that one up." And it's like, no, you probably didn't actually. So a lot of people think they're independent thinkers, but their behavior seems to be just like everybody else's. And so just wearing different clothes doesn't make you an independent thinker. Um, you know, and if you look at the pattern in those clothes, they're probably very similar to other people's. So just a little bit different with a few different colors, maybe. So you said about independent thinking, very few people are independent thinkers, and according to psychologists, the people who are really independent thinkers are the ones who've got strong principles and use those strong principles. So principles are good things you do,
Yeah,
yeah,
but you're
not
talking about
just
independent thinkers as in fashion or the
no.
choices they
I'm
make.
thinking that's
We're
the
talk
least.
If you're
That's the
talking about
least.
jobs, yeah. Some people would work in
So I'm not talking
McDonald's
about
because they want to
jobs.
work in
I'm talking
McDonald's.
about, so the kind of test they do is, are you willing to
But
follow
this
orders?
question is about the jobs though. So I was
Yeah,
talking about jobs. I wasn't talking about other things.
yeah. So everything you do as a person affects you become and what jobs you do. So if you've got a right positive, so for example, if you, so we're talking about independent thinkers. If you're independent thinker, does you don't suddenly become an independent thinker only when you're thinking about jobs. That's like who you are. Do you know what I mean?
No, you can
So,
be a bit of both. You can copy others for fashion, yeah,
mm,
because you might not have a good sense of fashion yourself, but you're not gonna, as long as that fashion is gonna make you suffer, that fashion is gonna make you bored to death or hate yourself, yeah, which a job can do. A job can make you suffer, bored, and all of that, yeah. No one is gonna go through that just because someone else people do, but less people are gonna do that. But when it comes to fashion, it's something else. So people are more likely to be more independent when it comes to jobs, because jobs, not everyone has the same qualifications. Not everybody can get the same job, and jobs can actually affect them more than fashion.
so okay, so independent thinking, and that's maybe like a subtopic that we would discuss a little bit. So, I would like to say I'm an independent thinker, but that doesn't mean when I go to hospital, and let's say I need brain surgery, I'll say, "Hang on, neurosurgeon, I've got my own opinions on how you should do my brain surgery." Yeah, it's
Yeah, but
like
you're not
that's not
specialized
independent.
in that.
That's right, exactly. So just because I'm allowing people, delegating certain things, it's, like
Yeah, but
letting
it's not
people,
that someone else is
that's
specialized to
not to
tell
do
you what your
with,
job is.
yeah.
It's that
So
those quizzes
yeah.
online. It's like you're not gonna take them. It's like, oh, I should be working at McDonald's. No, you don't just take random quizzes or something to make choices for you. That's the same as asking somebody else, what should I do in my life? And that's not independent thinking.
Hmm. Okay, so I'm trying to think about all the things you're saying. So we talked about independent thinking, and we don't have to agree. It's good that you kind of bringing up what a lot of people do say. So one thing you said was, what is basically independent thinking? And there I would say the way your brain works, there are different levels or hierarchies. Okay. So at the top level is like you have these principles that affect all the other things that you do. Okay. So that's why I was saying it's the people who have principles, strong principles, are who are the most independent thinking. And this is shown by experiments, like I was about to say, there's an experiment called Milgrams experiment, which is very famous repeated experiment, which means that it's kind of been proved basically that it is always true. Um, and everybody can have their opinions and disagree, but that's just their opinions, not based on facts. And they showed that the people who are independent thinkers are the ones who have strong opinions, or sorry, not just strong opinions, but they act on their strong opinions regularly before they're tested. So the particular test that was given is that, in short, people were asked to kill somebody, some stranger, and most of the people did kill strangers. Okay, and it sounds really weird. again, this is, I can explain, you can probably search Milgram and try to understand the exact details of the experiment. And of course, they didn't really kill somebody. It was just kind of, they were tricked into believing something would happen of that nature. But it was found that people with strong opinions, or not strong opinions, strong principles, are the ones who were really independent thinkers, and the rest just followed um, orders that they were given because the person was wearing a lab coat, basically, which sounds really strange, but people follow all sorts of authorities just to fit in.
Yeah,
But
but in that case,
yeah,
that person wearing a lab coat, it can be their speciality. So
mm,
it's like the brain surgery idea, yeah? You're gonna listen to what the brain surgeon's telling you to, because you're not specialized in brain surgery. They are the ones that know the stuff about the brain. They know what they
right.
are talking about when it comes to that.
Sure.
Like
So
you
people
don't,
give
so
them,
of course you're
yes,
gonna
this
follow them.
this is the
The
thing
doctor
about,
prescribes your medicine. You don't
yeah.
prescribe your own medicine.
Sure. So that is the same. The excuse you're giving of following orders is the same reason why the Germans killed the Jews, because each person said, the person above me told me so, and the person above me told me so, and so they followed the orders, and that's why they did that. They did that experiment actually, because they wanted to understand why people could kill their friends and neighbors, even though it doesn't make sense to
Yeah,
do
but
that.
then they had to, otherwise they would be in trouble. Or Germany at the
It,
time was
mm.
going through a massive amount of chaos. So
No,
what
it
you're
wasn't really. Well,
no, it
it
was
yeah.
pretty bad, bro. There was
Yeah. Yeah.
inflation and all of that going on, yeah?
Anyway, so I want to,
Germany needed someone.
for the last minute, I just going to quickly wind up a few ideas. Appreciate all your what your input is, though. But so I used a couple of important words. I said be generous. So being generous lets you work hard in expanding your potential. And as soon as you get lazy, it's a slippery slope, and you don't expand your possibilities. And so when you're generous, you're actually you're interacting with more people, and you learn when you interact with lots of people. By yourself, you know very little, and what makes human being powerful is this shared intelligence. So do check out these important words. These are very important words. Shared intelligence. We don't know everything by ourselves, but we learn by interacting and learning from other people and things like that. And yeah, again, I want to repeat, happiness is through doing good things, and if you focus on that rather than being selfish, you'll find that you get better jobs that actually make you happy, rather than just make you better money, and then you end up spending all your money trying to actually be happy.